When you see someone, you can instantly tell if they are standing, sitting, or waving. Can a computer do the same? The answer is yes, through pose estimation. Pose estimation is a computer vision technique that detects key body joints in images or videos to understand how a person is posed. In simple terms, it means teaching machines to recognize the position and orientation of the human body or other objects, just by looking, much like we do naturally. This ability is the backbone of many exciting applications, from the motion capture used in movies and games, to fitness apps that check your exercise form, and even augmented reality filters on your phone. In this video, we'll explore what pose estimation is, how it works, from early methods to cutting-edge deep learning algorithms, and why it's such a big deal in modern technology. By the end, you'll have a clear understanding of how computers see human pose and the latest advances that make it accurate and real-time. So what is pose estimation? At its core, pose estimation involves identifying key points on a subject's body, like the joints, and connecting them to form a skeletal representation of the pose. For example, a typical human pose model might include points for the nose, eyes, ears, neck, shoulders, elbows, wrists, hips, knees, and ankles. By plotting these key points and drawing lines between them, forming limbs, a computer can represent a person's pose as a stick figure skeleton. This representation captures what pose the person is in, whether they're raising an arm, bending a knee, etc., as well as the spatial relationships between limbs. Pose estimation isn't limited to a single person or even to humans. We primarily focus on human pose estimation, where the goal is often to detect a standardized set of joints. 17 key points is common in datasets like COCO, but the concept can extend to animal poses or even object orientations. The output of a pose estimation model is usually a set of XY coordinates for each key point in 2D images, and potentially Z for depth in 3D cases, often accompanied by confidence scores indicating how sure the model is about each point's location. In summary, pose estimation provides a machine with a skeleton-like map of the subject in an image, which serves as a foundation for understanding and analyzing movement or posture. Early approaches before deep learning. Pose estimation might seem like a modern deep learning invention, but research in this area dates back long before neural networks dominated. Before deep learning, pose estimation relied on explicit models and handcrafted features. For example, the pictorial structures framework modeled the body as rigid parts connected by springs, using discriminators to detect parts, like a left arm, and priors to enforce realistic configurations. Features such as hog and edge detectors helped identify body parts under ideal conditions, but these methods struggled with occlusions and varied poses, prompting the shift to more powerful learning approaches by the early 2010s. The deep learning breakthrough. The mid-2010s brought a revolution in computer vision. Deep learning, and specifically convolutional neural networks, CNNs, started to outperform previous methods in tasks like image recognition and object detection. Pose estimation was no exception. A landmark moment came in 2014 when Toshev and Segedi introduced Deep Pose, the first major application of deep neural networks to human pose estimation. Instead of relying on manual feature engineering, Deep Pose treated pose estimation as a regression problem. It directly learned to predict the X and Y coordinates of body joints from the raw image using a multi-layer CNN trained on lots of annotated images. To refine its predictions, the authors employed a cascade of CNNs. The output of one stage, an initial guess of joints, would be fed into the next stage for further refinement. Deep Pose demonstrated a significant jump in accuracy compared to classical methods, especially in challenging cases. The deep network was able to model complex, hidden poses. For example, it could infer the location of an occluded knee by learning from context and symmetry, something extremely hard-coded approaches struggled with. The success of Deep Pose showed that CNNs could learn rich representations of human body structure and appearance, far exceeding what hand-tuned features could achieve. Following deep pose, virtually all top-performing pose estimation methods embraced deep learning. In the years since, researchers have continued to improve neural network architectures and training techniques for pose estimation, leading to dramatic improvements in both precision and speed. Modern CNN-based models can handle complex backgrounds, detect subtle key points like fingertips or facial landmarks, and even run in real time. It's one thing to estimate the pose of a single person in an image, but what about a busy scene with multiple people? Multi-person pose estimation introduces additional challenges. The system not only has to find all the key points, but also must figure out which key points belong to which person. If two people stand close together, key points might be intermingled, or one person's limbs might partially hide another's. To handle multi-person scenarios, two general strategies emerged: top-down and bottom-up processing. In a top-down approach, the system first detects each person in the scene, for example, using a people detector that draws bounding boxes around each person. Then it crops or focuses on each person region and runs a single-person pose estimation on each. This approach can be very effective for each individual, but the overall accuracy can depend on the quality of the initial person detector. Moreover, top-down methods require running the pose estimation network for each person detected, which can be slow if many people are present. By contrast, a bottom-up approach inverts the order. First, detect all key points in the image for all people simultaneously, and then group those key points into individuals. For example, the algorithm finds all the left wrists, all the right knees, all the noses, etc. in one pass over the image. Then it figures out which sets of key points make up coherent skeletons for each person. This grouping step is tricky. It often relies on modeling the likelihood that a given pair of key points belong to the same person. Bottom-up methods tend to be more complex in their grouping logic, but they have an efficiency advantage. The network sees the whole scene at once, potentially requiring just a single pass to detect all key points, regardless of the number of people. Research in pose estimation has led to a variety of influential methods, evolving from early CNN regressors to advanced, high-resolution, and lightweight models. Here's a condensed overview. Deep Pose 2014 pioneered the use of CNNs for direct regression of joint positions using cascaded networks. OpenPose 2017 introduced real-time, multi-person estimation with confidence maps and part affinity fields, detecting body, hand, and facial key points. AlphaPose 2017 enhanced accuracy in crowded scenes by correcting misaligned bounding boxes for reliable multi-person pose detection. Hourglass Networks 2016 employed an hourglass architecture to capture multi-scale context for precise key point localization. HRNet 2019 maintained high-resolution representations throughout the network, achieving superior precision on pose benchmarks. DeepCut DeeperCut 2016 addressed multi-person pose as an assignment problem, laying the groundwork for graph-based methods. PoseNet 2017 brought pose estimation to the web and mobile via TensorFlow.js, offering efficient, accessible performance. DensePose 2018 mapped image pixels to a 3D human surface, capturing detailed body geometry for advanced applications. OpenPithPath 2019 utilized the bottom-up approach to robustly handle occlusions in crowded scenes. YOLOPose 2022 integrated pose estimation into one-stage object detectors, enabling fast, real-time key point detection. In practice, modern pipelines often use pre-trained models, e.g. HRNet for precision or YOLO V8 Pose for real-time tasks, fine-tuned to the specific application, balancing speed and accuracy. In short, pose estimation has evolved from a niche academic problem to a widely used technology that allows machines to interpret human actions and posture. Modern deep learning has made it accurate and often real-time, even on mobile devices. As research continues, we'll see pose estimation integrated into countless applications, from personal fitness coaches to advanced AR experiences. It's a testament to how far AI has come. What used to be nearly impossible is now accessible with a few lines of code. That progress will only continue, bringing us ever closer to computers that truly understand how we move and interact with the world.